Welcome back, everybody, to the Cleveland Guardians franchise here on MLB The Show 22. We are going to get through pretty much all of April today here in season number 4. We've gone through our first 10 games of the season in the last episode, currently with a record of 7-3. Unfortunately, these last 3 games against the Astros didn't actually save from the last episode, so I had to re-simulate them, and I made sure that the wins and losses were the same and the scores and stats were as similar as possible. We've got some guys playing some really good baseball so far. Ketel Marte has been the best hitter in the American League with an OPS at around 1,500, currently leading for MVP. It's early, but good to see him playing well. Jose Ramirez is hitting for great power. He already has 6 home runs in 15 games, which is tied with Jake Cronenworth of the Baltimore Orioles for the most in all of baseball. Again, small sample size, but it's great to see him playing well. And then Kyle Lewis, the new guy on the block, has been fantastic so far, hitting for good power and average as well. But we've also got some guys struggling. George Valera's not doing great. Zane Riley's not doing great. Luis Campusano does not have a hit yet. Swanson, Allen, some of those guys are not doing as well. And then as we look at the pitching, it has certainly been a roller coaster. So the big storyline really about the entire team is figuring out who our back-end starters are going to be. We had a big battle in spring training. Tristan McKenzie, Hunter Green, and Daniel Espino ultimately won those spots, but those guys all have small leashes. Hunter Green has been by far the best of the group, and he's only pitched in 2 games, but he's looked damn good in both of them, so it's good to see him doing well. But on the flip side, Tristan McKenzie's not doing well, and he's got to wake up or else his time in Cleveland could be coming to an eventual end. So I really wanted to play against the White Sox and the Yankees. We played against both teams last year in the playoffs, so I think it'd be fun to rematch them. As I'm simulating to the White Sox series, Ramon Romero has fractured his hand, so he's going to be out for a month or 2, which is not good. This means we're going to see more Dansby Swanson, more George Valera, and then Mason Wynn will be called up from AAA to make his big league debut. He's having a pretty solid start to the year. He's been a good prospect on our system for a couple of years now. In the games we simulated, we split with the Giants and took home 3 of 4 against the Rays. So overall, pretty good as we're 11-5 going into a 3-game set against the White Sox. I wanted to pitch with Tristan McKenzie, see what's up with him, what the deal is. So we're going to play that second game here. We ended up winning the first one. So let's hop into this matchup here at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois against the reigning American League Central champion Chicago White Sox. But when these 2 teams played last year in the playoffs, the White Sox division title did not end up mattering. These 2 teams met in the ALCS. Of course, Cleveland ended up winning in 6 games and route to winning the World Series. Shortstop prospect Mason Wynn will be making his big league debut. He is not amongst the Guardians' top 10 prospects, but he's right on the edge of the list. And to be honest, I think he is better than some of these guys towards the back end of the list. I do think he is a really physically intriguing prospect. He has an unbelievable arm. Power and contact are still coming along. Good glove, pretty good speed. But I think his athleticism and physical upside makes him a candidate to be a real piece of this team's future. As we take a look at both lineups, Mason Wynn hitting in the number 7 hole, playing short today. As the lefty, Shane McClanahan gets the start for the White Sox. In 3 starts, he's 3-0. Hey, that's got to mean something, although he does have an ERA at 4.05. He also has a whip sub-1, though, so we'll see what he can do here against a talented Cleveland lineup who's off to a pretty hot start this year. Kyle Lewis is up, hitting in the 2-hole. Count is full, and McClanahan will walk him. That's not an easy pitch to lay off, so credit to Lewis. And now there's a runner aboard here for Ketel Marte, who is still on an absolute tear so far. He hits lefties better than just about anybody in the bigs, as he will get that one barely fair. It'll go over the fence for a ground rule double. So now there's a pair of runners on scoring position and a huge opportunity for Jose Ramirez as he lines this one well into center. That ball is high, deep, and gone as Rivera is unable to rob it, and it goes over the wall. Jose Ramirez continues to be on an absolute power surge through the month of April, already at 9 home runs on the year, and we're not even halfway through the first month of the season. So here's Tristan McKenzie on the bump for Cleveland. 3 starts, 3 no decisions, but he is not pitching well. 6.43 ERA, 1.64 whip. He's got to pitch better or else he's not going to stick around much longer. Tim Anderson goes down looking. Anderson reacquired via trade in the offseason from the defending National League champion Colorado Rockies after spending 2 years away from the White Sox in Colorado. With one away, Brandon Nimmo will single into left field so the White Sox get themselves a base runner here in the first inning. That'll bring up the reigning American League MVP, Luis Robert, who will homer into left center field, and now the White Sox are on the board as it is 3-2. Robert is a free agent in the offseason, and he is so good. I have a feeling his contract will start with the number 3. What a shot for Robert. It's a one-run game. Both offenses looking alive early, and the offensive start is not going to stop as Austin Meadows hits it down the line. Rowley gets to it slowly, so Meadows is going to look to head for third, and he is safe with a triple. That might be the weakest hit triple I've ever seen, but hey, a triple is a triple at the end of the day. Tatum Lincolnfeller, the first baseman, will ground out to short. Mason Wynn with a good routine play, but it does score a run, and so the game is now tied up at 3. Cleveland puts up 3 in the top half of the inning. The White Sox say, what you can do, I can do better, +1. As Eloy Jimenez will homer into left center field, and it is now 4-3. As the rough start to the year for Tristan McKenzie gets even worse. And you can really make an argument that Cleveland should look to pull him right about now because he is getting absolutely rocked. And the hits are just going to keep on coming. Andrew Vaughn gets that one past Wynn for a base hit. And Tristan McKenzie's struggles continue. This is looking real bad. The thing with McKenzie last year was that he was so inconsistent. But so far this year, dating back to spring training and now in the regular season, he has been consistent. Consistently awful as he allows another base hit, and then thankfully the inning will finally come to an end. But the White Sox bat around. Everybody in the lineup gets an AB. 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 men left on. Pair of homers for Robert and Jimenez. As we go to the second, Mason Wynn, his first big league at bat, full count pitch. That should have been a walk. He actually hits it surprisingly well, considering it's out of the zone, but it will be caught for the first out of the inning by Luis Robert. Bottom 2, Tim Anderson up for Chicago, and, well, the hits don't seem like they're going to stop as he singles into left. The bullpen is working for Cleveland, although they're going to give McKenzie really one more shot. If he allows another base runner, he is probably done. The White Sox do ground into a double play off the bat of Brandon Nimmo, so I suppose that is encouraging. Maybe that can give Tristan McKenzie some momentum, try to get him into a groove and have a few good innings. Here into the top of the third, Jesus Sanchez, the leadoff man, hits that one down the left field line and fair for a double. Both teams' lefties are hitting the ball really well as he will reach scoring position with nobody out and the heart of the order due up. 2 away now for Jose Ramirez. He homered back in the first inning. Swings and misses at the fastball, so McClanahan gets out of the jam. And McClanahan's pitching pretty well since that opening inning where he really struggled. Bottom 3, 2-2 count for Yoan Moncada. He'll go down on the splitter. And Tristan McKenzie seems to be pitching a lot better. Both offense started off hot, and they've really cooled off since as we move into the fourth. Zane Rowley will hit it nicely into center for a single. So far, Zane Rowley has been really underwhelming to start the season. And I know it's early, but does Cleveland regret handing him that massive contract extension? 2 away, Rowley on second. Eliezer Alfonso singles in to right. Throw to the plate is in time. The catcher does a great job of quickly tagging Zane Rowley, who should have tried to jump out of the way or something. But instead, he'll be tagged out, no run score, and it remains 4-3. McKenzie's still pitching pretty well as he gets Tim Anderson to go down looking. And this game continues to be the epitome of Tristan McKenzie. There's a lot of bad, and there's a lot of good. Into the 5th inning, 1 away for Jesus Sanchez. Hits that one high, deep, and gone. Solo home run for Jesus Sanchez, and we finally have runs for the first time since the first inning, as this game is tied up at 4. Sanchez with his 4th home run of the season, 410 feet, to knot this one at 4 apiece. 2 away now for Ketel Marte. Swings at a pitch in the dirt. Good pitch by McClanahan, but not a bad inning for the Guardians as they get back on the board to tie the game up. Let's move into the bottom of the 5th now. Luis Robert will start us off with a single up the middle into center field. The White Sox have had a hard time getting base runners since the first inning. We'll see if this is a changing of the guard, if you will, as McKenzie has that ball go right between his legs, and it'll be a single for Austin Meadows. So the White Sox start with a pair of hits. At this point, McKenzie will be taken out of the game. He'll be replaced by Dylan Tate. Got to give McKenzie some credit for facing adversity after that first inning, but overall, another pretty down start for for Tristan McKenzie, as Tate will start off by striking Tatum Lingenfeller to open up the inning. Eloy Jimenez now up, ropes that one down the line in the left. 1 run scores, the White Sox back on top. It's an RBI single, and Chicago is now ahead 5-4. Andrew Vaughn is now up, grounds this one to short. Wynn flips it over to Marte, over to Bell. 6-4-3, inning-ending double play. So Cleveland scores 1 in the top half of the inning, and the White Sox answer with 1 in the bottom half of the inning. McClanahan taken out for Chicago. He'll be replaced by Jose Ruiz. With 1 away, he'll face off against Josh Bell. 2-2 pitch. Bell hits this one high and pretty deep into center field. Robert chasing after it at the track, at the wall. 9-1-1, I'd like to report a robbery. Luis Robert robs the home run for the second out of the inning. What a play. Robert is such a gifted offensive player, but he plays such a great center field as well. And look at the sense of relief from Jose Ruiz. He thought he allowed a homer, but not so fast. And as we look at it from a better angle, it's pretty clear that ball would have gone over the fence. So that would have been a home run, but Robert robs it away, and the White Sox hold on to their lead. Nick Sandlin will come into the game here in relief for the Guardians in the bottom half of the 6th, as he will get Yohan Moncada to go down looking on the low and outside fastball. That's a nice pitch to start the inning. 1 away now for the catcher, Tony Walters, and he will look at the fastball as well. Can Nick Sandlin strike out the side? The 3-2 for Anderson. Got him looking. So all 3 batters strike out looking. That's a pretty good inning from Nick Sandlin as we go to the 7th. Joe Kelly is in for Chicago, the former Houston Astro troll, if you will. His first batter is the rookie, Mason Wynn, with a high drive in the left field, a bat flip as that one goes off the pole for a home run. Mason Wynn with his first big league hit. It goes for a homer, and the Guardians tie it at 5. 420 feet, 420 blaze it. A no-doubter for the young 23-year-old shortstop, Mason Wynn. And again, the physical tools are there, and if he can consistently learn how to swing the bat, I think he's going to be a pretty good player. The swing there looks so effortless from Mason Wynn, who knew it was gone as soon as it hit the bat. Goes for the bat flip as it hits towards the upper portion of the pole. An absolute nuke to tie this one up as Wynn gets the silent treatment from the dugout. And now everybody's excited, congratulating the rookie on his first big league hit and his first big league home run. George Valera is a pinch hitter. He's been playing pretty well as of recent, currently hitting .300, as that average will go up with a base hit into left center field. So with 1 away, the Guardians have themselves another base runner and an opportunity to regain the lead. It's Jesus Sanchez up to the plate, homered in his last at bat, and he's going to look to do it again as it's a liner into right center, and it is gone. Jesus Sanchez with the 100th home run of his major league career. Normally they would show like a graphic that said he hit 100, but I think the game still thinks he's at 98 because, well, he's hit 2 today. But he went into the game with 98 career homers. 98 plus 2, if you do the math, is 100. Sanchez with some more early congratulations in the dugout. So we have Mason Wynn with his first home run of his career in this inning, and Jesus Sanchez with his 100th. Going into the bottom half of the inning, Camilo Duvall is in for the Guardians. He'll start with Brandon Nimmo. I mean, that pitch is so filthy. Camilo Duvall's got such nasty stuff. I mean, he, as I've been saying since last year, might be the best reliever in baseball. Did you see that pitch? That was in the dirt. Luis Robert still fell for it. As that one deflects off of Duvall's legs, the ball teleports into Josh Bell's glove for an infield single. There was a lot to digest with that play. So, first, it ricochets off of Duvall. Then it somehow teleports into Josh Bell's glove, preventing Meadows from getting extra bases. I don't know what happened there, but Cleveland's going to get out of the inning on the very next at-bat, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Pretty productive 7th inning with homers from Mason Wynn and Jesus Sanchez to put the Guardians ahead 7-5. Ryan Burr is into the game for the White Sox here in the 8th as he'll face off against Luis Campusano with 1 away, his first at-bat of the game. He'll strike out on the cutter. Good pitch by Burr will go to the bottom half of the inning. The former White Sox pitcher, Aaron Bummer, is into the game. Bummer had a rough season last year with Washington, and so far this year hasn't been much better, and it will not start much better here in this inning as he will allow a solo home run off the bat of Eloy Jimenez, his second home run of the game, and it's now 7-6. The Guardians signed Bummer as sort of a buy low guy, and so far, well, he's been pitching at a pretty low level. Andrew Vaughn will double into right center field. So far, Bummer is just getting lit up by his former team. And now the tying runners in scoring position with nobody out. Vaughn will be replaced by the speedy Roman Quinn as a pinch runner. Oh my God, Moncada just lost his bat. Holy hell. I love that the bat just goes through the netting. That's something. Shout out MLB The Show for excellent logic there. As Moncada goes down on the sinker for the first out of the inning. Tony Walters will strike out on the slider for the second out of the inning. Aaron Bummer's got some good stuff. It's just a matter of being consistent, which he wasn't last year. With 2 away, that ball hit high and deep in left field and is caught. Zane Rowley comes down with it for the third and final out, saving a run or more from being put on the board. Liam Hendriks is in for the White Sox. It's not a save opportunity, so I'm not really sure why he's in, because historically, the Guardians do really well against Liam Hendriks, but he'll retire to side 1, 2, 3. I guess they only do well against Liam Hendriks when they're losing. Bottom 9, Emmanuel Clase in for the save. He is a perfect 8 of 8 in save opportunities so far this season, only allowing 1 run in 10 1/3 innings, as he continues to be just outstanding, starting the inning by striking out Brandon Nimmo on the cutter for the first out of the inning. 2 away from Meadows. I mean, what are you going to do there? That's such a nasty slider inside for strike 3. And the Guardians take home a fun one, 7-6, your final. A pretty exciting game here against our rivals, but we are able to hold on to the win. The offense was pretty good. Shout out Jesus Sanchez, 3 for 5, 2 homers, 3 RBIs. Jose Ramirez got the ball rolling in the first inning with a 3-run shot, and then, of course, Mason Wynn in his big league debut, 1 for 3 with a solo homer. Tristan McKenzie started off slow. Overall, not a great outing from him, but the bullpen did a great job after the 4th inning to help us win the game. The White Sox hit the ball fairly well, 6 runs, 14 hits. Their pitching just wasn't able to keep up. So we're going to simulate the next 2 or so weeks going into this series in the Bronx against the Yankees, and we would go 6-4. So we win the final game against Chicago, sweeping them. We get swept by the Tigers. Then we sweep Minnesota, scoring at least 8 runs in all 3 of those games. And then we take 2 of 3 against Baltimore. So the team is 19-9 currently. Tristan McKenzie, by the way, coming off an 8-inning shutout performance. He's still not pitching well, but that is good to see. Hunter Green is also still pitching well. Through 5 starts, he has an ERA at 2.48 and a whip at 1.26. We're going to pitch with him today against the Yankees. I really wanted to make it a point to use Hunter Green today because he has been unbelievably good so far. And again, it's early. The sample size is small, but this could be a steal-a-day pickup if he continues to pitch like this, because right now he looks like a Cy Young candidate through the first month of the year, but it's going to be a challenge against a really good Yankees lineup at Mickey Mouse Yankee Stadium. These guys won 103 games last year and, of course, lost in the divisional round to our Cleveland Guardians, so the Yankees are kind of looking for some revenge. Nasty Nestor Cortez Jr. on the bump for New York. The only thing nasty when he's on the mound is his ERA at a 7.4. That's pretty bad. So hopefully the Guardians can take advantage here. Would be nice to have the lefty killer Ramon Romero available, but of course he is still nursing his broken hand and is still going to be out for another few weeks. Jesus Sanchez starts the game off striking out on the slider for the first out of the inning. Good pitch by Cortez. Ketel Marte, again, he hits lefties better than just about anyone. Hits that one high and deep. That's a routine flyout anywhere else, but we're at Yankee Stadium, so it has to go to the wall and be overly dramatic, but it is caught. Thought that was going to be a home run. You know, at Progressive Field, that's a simple routine fly ball that nobody bats an eye at, but, you know, Yankee Stadium's a little bit different. Excited to get a look at Hunter Green today. Through 5 starts, he's 4-0, 2.48 ERA, 1.26 whip. In nearly 33 innings of action, he has striken out 36 batters, 28 hits allowed, 13 walks. He's been Cleveland's best pitcher, even better than Shane Bieber, which is remarkable as he strikes out Shohei Ohtani for the second out of the inning. Ohtani appears to be a little bit frustrated with himself. Giancarlo Stanton now up, off to a good start this year, hitting .311 as he will go down on the slider. Good pitch by Green, a 1-2-3 inning for him, as nobody scores here in the first. Let's move to the third inning. So far, neither team has gotten a base runner yet, and it looks like George Valera will change that as he hits it down the line for a base hit. Thought about going to 2, but he will retreat back to first quickly. George Valera is continuing to play pretty well this season after a down year last season. The power still isn't really there, but he is hitting for really good contact. That'll bring up Zane Rowley, who will get that one past the glove of the third baseman. and that'll go for a hit. The Guardians' offense started pretty slow, but now they're doing something. They've got 2 runners on and nobody out, and a huge opportunity to strike. The reigning World Series MVP, Eliezer Alfonso, is now up, and he will strike out on the slider. Good pitch by Cortez. So now a ground ball ends the inning. The Guardians certainly have to play this out smart. It's Jesus Sanchez, 3-2, low pitch. That'll be a walk. So now the bases are loaded. The heart of the order is due up, and that starts with Kyle Lewis, who would fly out. And now Ketel Marte is up. Bases jacked, hits into the opposite field with 2 away, and it will be caught out and right. So the Guardians lead the bases loaded, nobody scores, and it remains tied at 0. Let's now move into the bottom of the third. Hunter Greene still pitching a perfect game through the first 2 innings as he faces off against Francisco Mejia. Started his career in Cleveland, and he goes down on the fastball. Another strikeout for Greene. His swing and miss stuff tonight has been nasty as that one is grounded to third. Jose Ramirez deflects it, and the perfect game lives on. I shouldn't be talking about a perfect game in the 3rd inning, but still, that one was a near base runner for the Yankees. Carson Kelly now up, swings way too early at the slider. 3 perfect innings for Hunter Greene, and so far he definitely looks like the real deal today as we move into the bottom of the 4th. Jorge Polanco draws a walk, so the Yankees get their first base runner of the day. But it seems like Hunter Greene is still going to pitch nasty as he gets Shohei Ohtani for the first out of the inning. And then Stanton grounds it to third. Ramirez over to Marte, over to Bell. 5-4-3 double play. Good work by the Cleveland infield to turn 2. Still a no-hitter through 4 as we go to the 5th. No score. Neither offense has done anything tonight. Runner on here for Eliezer Alfonso. Hits it high and deep in the left center field. Back at the track, at the wall. See ya. It's gone. We finally have runs. The first home run here in year 2 of Eliezer Alfonso's career. That's the first home run by a Cleveland catcher all season. And we finally have runs as the Guardians lead 2-0 with the 2-run shot by Alfonso. Jesus Sanchez will draw a walk, so the Guardians clearly not done adding base runners, as that'll bring up Kyle Lewis, who hits this one high and deep into center field. Back at the track, at the wall, it is caught. That one looked like it was going to be a home run, but it just didn't quite have the distance. And so that'll go for the second out of the inning. Ketel Marte is now up, 3-1 pitch. That one is high for ball 4. So now there's 2 on, 2 away. A huge opportunity for Jose Ramirez to break the game wide open as he hits it high and deep into left center. Go ball, go! It's gone! 3-run homer for Jose Ramirez, and the Cleveland Guardians now lead 5-0. Finally, the offense wakes up here in the 5th inning as Cortez will be taken out of the game. He'll be replaced by the long reliever D.L. Hall, making his 5th appearance of the season. Runner on for Swanson. He strikes out, so Hall gets out of the inning. But a really good job there by the Cleveland offense to score 5 runs as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Another 1-2-3 inning for Hunter Greene, finished off by a fly out into center from Kenny Powers Jr., caught by Zane Rowley. 5 no-hit innings for Hunter Greene. Maybe now this is where we start talking about a no-hitter being very possible. As we go to the 6th, then it looks like the no-hitter is dead. Right when I'm talking about it being, for real, Francisco Mejia has other plans as he hits a single. Now, normally we would be mad at Mejia, but he is kind of a channel legend for his role in the MLB The Show 20 Pirates franchise. You're an OG if you remember that series, as there's a strikeout, but with 2 away, Jorge Polanco singles into right. So now there's 2 on, 2 away. Big opportunity for the Yankees to come back into the game as it's showtime. Shohei Ohtani shoots that one in the gap. 1 run scores. That's Mejia. Polanco will look to join him. It's a 2-run double for Shohei Ohtani. And the Yankees are now only down 5-2. So Hunter Greene allows a couple of runs. We'll see if Cleveland keeps him in or takes him out. They would choose to keep him in, and I guess that'd be a good decision as Stanton grounds out to short. Swanson makes the play. 6 innings, 2 earned runs for Hunter Greene. He had a no-hitter through 5. Kind of fell apart here in the 6th. But hopefully he's built a big enough lead for the bullpen to hold on. Kyle Lewis in the 7th has a pitch high and up and away in the zone, but he strikes out. Good work by D.L. Hall, who's been pitching pretty well the past couple of innings. Aaron Bummer now in for Cleveland. He is pitching a lot better with his ERA at 4.7. A drastic improvement from what it was from the last time we talked about him as he strikes out George Springer. Kenny Powers Jr. up with 2 away. Gets that one to drop in the left. It deflects off of Kyle Lewis, and Powers is actually going to head for second. Gutsy call, but he is safe. So now the Yankees have the runner in scoring position. Base hit drives in a run here It's Francisco Mejia, who got a hit in his last at-bat, and he's going to get another one. Singling into center field, Powers will score, and Mejia's going to head for second because Rowley decided to throw it home, and, well, that proves to be a mistake, as it is now 5-3. Mejia's in scoring position for Blake Crin, who gets that one past the glove of Ketel Marte. That's going to go for an RBI single. This time the Guardians will only send it to the cutoff man. And the Yankees are only down by 1. It's a 5-4 ball game. Aaron Bummer not pitching all that well, so he'll be taken out of the game, replaced by Camilo Doval, who is doing Camilo Doval stuff this year, 2.65 ERA in 17 innings of work. The catcher, Carson Kelly, hits it well into right center, reaches nearly a warning track, but it is caught by Jesus Sanchez, but not before the Yankees score 2 more runs, making it a ball game, as it is now 5-4 going into the 8th. DL Hall still in for the Yankees, facing off against Josh Bell. He will draw a walk. The Guardians are up by 1, but the Yankees have some momentum offensively. Cleveland certainly looking to add some insurance. Two-way here for George Valera, the 1-1 pitch. Valera skies this one into left center field. So another good inning from DL Hall. Cleveland's offense still has done nothing today, minus the 5th inning, where they did score 5. But the Yankees are only down by 1. We'll see if they can strike as Polanco gets plunked. So he is on base here for Shohei Ohtani, who hits it high and deep. In the left field, Sanchez at the track at the wall. It is gone. 2-run homer for Shohei Ohtani. That would be a home run nowhere else. Maybe not even a regular Little League park. But it is Yankee Stadium, and thus the Yankees are now up 6-5. Duvall nearly gets through the rest of the inning, but does allow an infield single here to George Springer. Good hustle over to first. That'll bring up Kenny Powers, who draws a walk. So from there, the Guardians are actually going to take Duvall out of the game and bring in Emmanuel Clase. Clase was already warmed up because he was supposed to get the save in the 9th inning. But now this might not be a save situation. It looks like he will get out of the inning, forcing a fly out into foul territory, as Jose Ramirez will make the play. So the Yankees had 2 more runs thanks to a 2-run homer by Shohei Ohtani, which is completely at the fault of Yankee Stadium having such a short porch. So Michael King is now in for the save. 4 of 6 in save ops this season as he starts with Mason Wynn, the pinch hitter, who goes down looking on the sinker for the first out. That'll bring up Josh Naylor, who gets that one to hit off of King's foot, and it'll go for an infield single. So the tied run is on base. The potential go-ahead run is at the plate. The Guardians will replace Naylor with a pinch runner, Luis Rengifo. So that'll bring up Jesus Sanchez, the 2-2. Hits it well into the opposite field. This one has a chance. It is caught for the second out of the inning, and Rengifo will head back to first. So now it's up to Kyle Lewis, 0 for 4 today, the 1-2. Weak grounder up the middle. Going to be a tough play, but the Yankees will make it, and that's your ball game. 5-6 your final. New York steals this one away from the Guardians. Good teams don't lose games like this. We were up 5-0 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Hunter Green and a no-hitter, and we kind of imploded. The offense did not play well today. We did score 5 runs in the 5th with the 2-run shot by Alfonso and the 3-run homer by J-Ram. But other than that, the offense did nothing. As for the pitching, Hunter Green was great through 5 innings. Kind of fell apart in the 6th, but I think the bullpen really deserves the blame for the loss. Bummer and Duvall certainly did not do their job. The Yankees lineup, again, not great up until late in the game where they really clutched up, as did their bullpen. So we're going to simulate through the rest of the Yankee series here. We ended up doing pretty solid in those last 3 games, including a shutout 10-0 win with Shane Bieber, but then we lost the last game 1-0 with a shutout from Garrett Cole. So we scored 10 runs one day and then none the next day. So that's going to wrap up the episode. We're 21-11 here. Going to go through all of May in the next episode, which should be fun. Let me know what games you would probably want to see in the next episode in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace out.